Welcome to Under Investigation, Stories Beyond the Badge. Join a seasoned detective as he steps away from the crime scene and into the lives of fascinating individuals. Through candid interviews and thought-provoking conversations, we explore the stories that shape us, covering personal struggles, triumphs, and the powerful intersections of faith, family, and life. Each episode brings unique perspectives and inspiring insights from people living diverse, authentic lives. Now, let's dive into today's story.
Well. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Under Investigation. I have to admit, today is kind of a unique scenario. I am not in the studio today. I'm actually, I guess we can say, on location, huh, Mike?
Absolutely. On location would be correct.
On location. I traveled for this one, and today we're going to be talking with Chef Mike, who I've gotten to know over the last couple of years by visiting the cafe that he oversees the kitchen in, and it's been fun. I will admit it's our favorite restaurant to eat, but just to kind of give a little introduction, Chef Mike, what would your official title here be called at the business?
Two different things, either kitchen manager or head chef. Either one, they're kind of interchangeable.
I like executive chef. It just sounds cool.
It sounds cool, but it's more fine dining-ish, and I could do it, I just don't like to. Does that make sense?
It does, but I like executive chef.
we can go with that route.
I don't know. It just sounds really cool.
It works.
But so you've been the what is the term here? The kitchen manager.
We call it kitchen manager for all intents and purposes.
You've been the kitchen manager at Forget Me Not since its inception.
Yep. Well, kinda.
Close.
Palmer had the idea during the pandemic. I came on staff February of 2001.
Okay.
So I interviewed December 2020. Got hired on January, started February. That was about a month before we opened. So
So you've been here, essentially
from the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning is a good way to say it.
Yep.
I will freely admit this is one of our favorite cafes, and I'm not saying that simply because I'm talking to you right now.
Well, thank you.
But we enjoy the atmosphere. We like the setting, the environment. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the food, and we're here to talk about your story and kind of sticking with, our purpose here at Under Investigation. We're trying to learn interesting stories about people, and I was like, you know what? I bet Mike's got some really cool stories, either about the kitchen or somehow getting to the kitchen, or maybe some PG kitchen antics that have occurred. I think the best relation that I could give to it is I worked at a Dairy Queen growing up, and as a teenager working in the kitchen of a Dairy Queen, I don't dare repeat some of the things that we did back then, and it's kind of sad that I admit that, but that's just reality of it. But anyways, so let's just dive right in. Kind of tell me a little bit about your story. Where'd you grow up? How did you end up here in Buffalo, Minnesota?
I was actually born in Buffalo.
Okay.
I grew up in Monticello, though. Spent half my time on my grandparents' farm in Buffalo, just kind of on the outskirts of Buffalo, and then spent most weekends at my grandparents' house in Delano. So yeah, a lot of time between Monticello, Buffalo, and Delano.
All right. And then, what about your background? Are you married? Not that I want to get into all your personal life by any means, but just I'm trying to understand your.
Married, yes. Got 3 children. I've got a grandbaby.
That's why you have the gray beard.
The gray beard came long before the grandbaby. That came about, I would say, what year are we at? 2015 or 2025. So that started about 2011 when I met my wife.
Okay. Yeah, obviously I have a gray beard too, but I don't know, maybe
a little less gray than mine. Mine's fully gray almost. So
it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Distinguished, right?
Distinguished. Salt and pepper.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what kind of things did you do growing up? Were you involved in anything? You just kind of hanging out, or what?
Played soccer when I was middle school, elementary, middle school. Played soccer. I was always, other than that, cooking. I was always in the kitchen with my grandma. Grandma in Delano, always the Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner. Grandma in Buffalo, on the farm, I learned from a young age all the ins and outs of fermenting stuff, canning stuff, butchering animals, for lack of a better way of saying it, I
Well,
guess.
It's the farm life.
Yeah, the farm life, exactly.
It is what it is.
Collecting eggs at dawn, going through the barn and finding all the chickens, wrangling them up, and well, that's all I'm going to say about that because let's stay PG.
Yeah. So, what's your earliest memory of helping out in the kitchen?
Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas. Well, it was either Thanksgiving or Christmas.
A holiday dinner. Like,
Holiday dinner when I actually have a picture of me standing on a stool in my grandma's kitchen at the age of 2.
oh my goodness.
Not that I remember that exactly, but I would say I was probably 4 or 5.
Okay.
Remembering helping her with the turkey, the stuffing, all of it. So
And when you're 2 or 4 or whatever that age bracket is that you have some recollection. What was Grandma having you do? Like, are you kneading bread? I mean, are you doing
everything but cutting. She let me stuff the chicken or stuff the turkey. I stirred the gravy. I made the mashed potatoes. Watched all that. I hate to say it, but took the cranberries out of the can.
I was gonna ask you. Are we all original ingredients here?
90. I would say 90%. Original ingredients. The cranberries, I've made fresh cranberries into a sauce before, and I mean it's good, but not a lot of people eat it, so I just never did, or never after that.
I'll confess, just to kind of give you some support. Our family's a cranberry can family.
I'd say most families are, whether they'd like to admit it or not.
Crush it up as much as you can, but
Exactly.
it's still
Exactly. It's good, but I mean, I wasn't ever a big huge cranberry cranberry sauce fan to begin with. So.
okay. So, kind of going forward from there. I mean, have you always been in? I mean, was it very normal for you to be in the kitchen every year? I mean, was that
Every
just
year.
a normal thing?
Normal thing for me. Yep.
How about?
I was the only one that helped.
I was going to ask. I mean, was there any siblings or cousins or anybody around that were like, "Hey, let me help"?
My siblings, no, not really. When I started cooking, I only had one younger brother. My sister wasn't born yet. And then on the farm, my cousin that lived there, she was quite prevalent in the kitchen as well. So she helped it a lot. But everybody else, they just kind of sat by the TV, watched football.
And this was, I mean, I this is an assumption, but I mean, and this was all by your choice. It's not like they were like, "Mike, get in the kitchen." This was all completely on your own.
Yep, all by choice.
So you
Nobody ever asked me. So
So forward to kind of maybe, your early teenage years or where you started, more kitchen work. I mean, did you go for jobs that were kitchen work?
I
or-
did. I started off as a dishwasher at Country Grill in Monticello. It's no longer there. It is called Pancho Villa now. So kind of by Cub Foods there.
Were there any restrictions? I know that, like, at least for my little knowledge of commercial kitchen work, in theory, you were supposed to be a certain age to work in the kitchen. That probably didn't happen back then.
No, and honestly, most of the time, I mean, here it happens. We don't have a slicer here, but you're not supposed to be. You have to be 18 to handle a slicer, which that applies to knives as well.
Oh.
Which most of us that have been in this industry forever, nobody follows that.
Well, I definitely would have
So-
violated that then because we were cutting onions and
Yep.
cutting everything else back then.
The slicer
tomatoes.
rule definitely, just because it's spinning at a high velocity. So I've seen people get their fingertips chopped off. So
Oh, we'll get into that later.
I myself have not by a slicer though.
Do you have all your tips?
I do,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I do have
okay.
a scar. So
You got war wounds.
I do have war wounds. That's for sure.
So when were you able to transition into like cooking, like the actual commercial cooking?
I dishwashed from the age of 15, probably 16 and a half, and then it started off by me making my own food because the line cooks were too busy. So I was like, can I just make something? And they were like, yeah, why not? You're caught up. So started from there.
Maybe the word appreciation isn't right, but they probably didn't care. They're like, yeah, hey, that's one less thing I have to do.
Yep. As long as I wasn't in their way, they were fine. So
Well, that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
All right. So growing up, what were your favorite foods?
growing up, chicken tenders. I feel like a lot of Minnesotan children would say that though.
That's all my son would eat for years.
My sister to
Years.
this day, I swear, all she eats is chicken tenders. So
Chicken tenders or chicken nuggets or
yep,
whatever you want to
chicken
call them.
tenders, nuggets, patties, whatever you want to call them. So
Yeah, we'd go out to a nice restaurant. We'd go out to let's say a Mexican themed restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or Asian buffet or whatever, and our son would always order chicken nuggets.
yep, chicken nuggets and fries right there on the menu. Yep.
The funny thing is now, like today, when we talk to him about, he eats a ton of different things now.
That's
It's
awesome.
like the palate has grown.
Yep.
And I will say our son worked here.
Yep.
And you know that, of
Oh,
course,
yeah,
but
Nate.
just for the benefit of the listeners, it started here because he started trying different things. I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
awesome.
But yeah, his palate opened up, I think. So that was good. So kind of growing up, obviously you said grandma was she got you in the kitchen and got you to help out. Did you have anybody else that kind of influenced you early on, or maybe early in your teens, or
Not really.
no, not really?
No,
it was all grandma.
It was all grandma from the beginning.
So we'll give her credit for this.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably up until I was out of high school, it was always grandma. So, I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to go over celebrity chefs in my head that I kind of thought about over the years.
Mhm.
But I mean, all I really ever want to do is like compete against them. So.
You didn't want to be
So-
mentored by them. You wanted to
No,
beat them.
I wanted to beat them exactly.
I like it.
So,
I like it.
um,
So
yeah.
that actually brings on another question. Did you watch cooking shows?
I
or
did.
Okay.
I did. I watched a lot of Iron Chef. I watched Chopped. That's kind of, I don't want to say newish because it's probably about 10 years old now. But Chopped and Iron Chef. So
Okay.
all the kind of like not Restaurant Impossible, Dinner Impossible with Robert Irving.
Mhm.
Irvine. Yeah.
So, okay, for a guy who doesn't watch those shows,
Yep.
I'm going to assume there's some value for a true chef.
Mhm.
You probably get some pretty decent ideas coming out of there.
Yeah, and it's I don't necessarily want to say it's like ideas of types of food or dishes. It's more like their processes and how they do things and how they use their time, and that is kind of what I'm always trying to improve upon. Obviously, learning new things, learning new dishes, yes, but how to make time more. I'm trying to think of how to word it. How to make the timing better and use my time more wisely.
Again, I can only speak for what I know, and I would think one of the most difficult things in a commercial kitchen is time management,
For sure.
because everything has to come out in theory at the same time,
Yep.
or in theory it should.
It should. You got, I mean, like back in our kitchen, we've got essentially 4 different stations: calling, griddle, eggs, and fryer. So to time everything up takes a lot of practice. So because you don't want your eggs coming up before, say, like a well done steak or
Yeah,
a well done
absolutely.
burger. So just timing it all.
So, and that's gonna, when we get into more of the kitchen questions, I'm actually fascinated by that kind of stuff. So early on, did you ever have any? I mean, did you want to make it a career, or did it just kind of fall into your lap, or kind of explain that process to me a little bit?
Both, I guess, would be the correct answer from my perspective, because I didn't when I was younger. I didn't know this is what I wanted to do. I mean, I had when I was in high school, I was the fastest dishwasher. I was the fastest teenage cook, because I mean, you have the people that I was working with, they had 20, 25 years of experience, and obviously their speed is going to be a lot quicker than some teenager that just started. So, completely just lost my train of thought.
Oh, that's all right. It's about efficiency.
So yeah, exactly, efficiency.
So did you learn, like, if I think of your knowledge base and your experience, are you formally trained, or is this grandma's school of chefing?
Both. I did go to culinary school.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I did. It was the worst idea I've ever. I went to one in Minnesota, Le Cordon Bleu.
Are they even
They're
open?
not open anymore.
I remember seeing those commercials back in the day.
It was the worst. Well, I was 17, and the recruiting process was like, "Hey, you'll learn all this great stuff." And yeah, no, I learned more working at Applebee's when I was 18. Because when I moved to culinary school, I moved out of my parents' house, started at Applebee's, and I learned more there than I ever did in culinary school.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean they're closed, so we can dog on them a little bit, not get in trouble. But what were they teaching? If they're not, if there's no value there, is it just?
How can I? I'm trying to think of how I can put it. They were teaching it was packets out of a book. Just,
Wow. Sterile.
Yeah, exactly. Teaching every single person the same thing, and we were all there to learn the culinary industry, but we weren't all there to learn the exact same thing. Because some of us wanted to go into fine dining. Some of us wanted to go into owning a food truck. Some of us wanted to go into, kind of cruise. I had one classmate that wanted to go be a chef on a cruise ship.
Oh.
So, all different walks of life.
And I can imagine all those goals require different skill sets.
Exactly.
Okay, now I'm understanding the picture here that you're painting.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that actually makes sense. So
So-
if you're all going to work for the same company, maybe that would be
Yeah.
an appropriate thing. But
Oh, absolutely.
I could definitely see the various needs. So it wasn't very customized.
No, not at all. It was cookie cutter. You go in here for a certain period of time, you can pass your exams, and you graduate with a piece of paper that did me no good. So,
And cost you a couple bucks.
yeah. Well,
More-
so on a completely different tangent, the school ended up getting sued by a bunch of old students. So all the debt that I had accrued there got wiped clean because of the lawsuit. So, I ended up paying some of my student loans, but at one point the rest of them just cut. So,
I'm sorry. I've been wanting to press that button for months.
so great. That worked. Perfect timing for it. Perfect timing. So.
Wow. Yeah, I did not realize that's why they closed. I'm assuming that's why they closed.
I mean, I don't know the exact reason they closed, but I would assume that probably had a fair deal with it.
Well, that'd be your experience with them.
So, but that being said, culinary school, if it was, say, the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America, or the actual Le Cordon Bleu in Paris, I would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's more individualized. You learn a lot more because it's a lot longer of a school.
Yeah.
So,
not that that's kind of a nice segue into training, so to speak.
Yeah.
So if we take somebody who's interested in wanting to learn, what would you recommend? Maybe everybody doesn't have your grandma in their life. What would you recommend that they do?
start at the bottom. Just work your way up. We have one girl here that's working here right now. When she interviewed, she said she wanted to be the next Gordon Ramsay.
Wow.
Which, awesome. I love that. She came from a bar that all it was deep fried food. We are a lot different than that in the fact that I'd say 90% of our stuff comes from scratch. So just start from the bottom.
And is the bottom generally dishwasher?
Generally dishwashing, yes, depending on your age. If, say, somebody 20, 21 years old that wants to cook on the line and they don't want to start off, I'll put them on an easy station on the line just so they can learn.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, I will go like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then we'll readdress it and be like, is this something you want to do? How do you feel? This is what I think you could improve upon, and we go from there.
So you have some pretty honest conversations.
Oh yeah,
with them. Good.
absolutely. Honesty is key. So,
Oh, you're doing great. No, man, you're not.
we've had both here, so
sure.
we've dealt with both. So,
Well, and we were talking a little bit earlier. I enjoy the food here.
well, thank you.
I mean, we're generally a breakfast couple when we come in.
Yep.
I don't have the non-breakfast items very often, but yeah, I can't say I've been disappointed.
Got to try the Reuben.
Yeah, the Reuben. Okay, I'll write that down. That might be good. Reuben's what? Roast beef?
Corned beef.
See, I did try the corned beef this week.
Yep, the corned beef hash.
Corned beef hash.
Yep.
Yes.
What'd you think?
It was a little salty for me,
Yep.
and then I gave my wife a taste, and she's like, "Oh, that's normal."
Yep.
I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize
It's
that salty."
it's essentially pickled beef.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's
I
same.
was wondering what it
it's,
was.
It's like it's a brine that they
Yeah.
cure it in. So
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, but that's now, mind you, I've
cure is the
never
wrong word,
had it.
Sorry.
No. I've never had it. I've never had it before, so I wasn't sure what to expect.
Yep.
But it peeled just. I mean, it was very tender and juicy. I would say that.
we marinate it in a Minnesota beer and we cook it for minimum 12 hours.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. See, that's the stuff that I don't. I just come in and order. I don't understand the backside of it, of course. So, hence why we're here.
Yep.
But so if you were to hire somebody into the kitchen, and let's say it was somebody in their 20s, didn't want to be a dishwasher, what would the first station be that you'd put them on? Most likely.
We would do probably a combination of two stations. We would do griddle and calling. Calling first for the first day or two, just so you could get a feel for how everything goes down, how everything gets called out on tickets, and who needs to drop what first. And then griddle to see if you can handle the speed. We'll call it that. The speed of it. Speed of service.
Yeah.
So.
So the calling, I haven't heard that term before. So what is that? It kind of paint me a picture.
So most places tickets come in on a printer, or a lot of places actually have computer screens now. Order comes in, they pull it off the printer, they say, I need corned beef hash, 2 cakes, which is 2 pancakes. We shorten it as much as possible. And then you pass the ticket over. And each station has their ticket, and they go up based off of that.
So here, because I know it's paper.
Yep.
The person who receives the ticket in the kitchen, they say
They say what's on it.
they say the order.
Yep.
And then the other people that are on the stations, they're listening.
Yep.
And then so if it's 2 cakes and 1 egg.
Generally, we'll only call out the cakes. Say, pancake special, for instance, has 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, and choice of meat. We'll only call out. So bacon, we have par cooked back there. So all we do is take it out of the pan, put it back on the flat top to crisp it up a little bit. Sausage links, sausage patties, we cook from raw. And those you have to call those out. So you'll call the 2 cakes, 2 cylinders, we call them back there.
Cylinders?
Cylinders, because they're just, their sausage links are
Oh,
shaped
yeah.
like
I'm
cylinders. so.
learning the code words now.
We have a whole different code word system in this kitchen versus a lot of kitchens.
I was going to ask, is that customized to Forget Me Not here?
It is, just because of the differences of staff we have back there. Like, for instance, toast. Everywhere that we've ever encountered is called toast. We call it toost in the kitchen.
Toost?
Toost.
Who decides on these things?
Well, it's most of the time, honestly, it just somebody says it and it just clicks, and everybody's like, "All right, toost." So
Right.
one day, I think it was Devin that originally started it. He just said he called out 2 French toast, and we were like, "Toost,"
Okay.
and we just started laughing, and it just stuck.
But it creates a culture. I mean, a fun culture.
Oh,
I mean, if
absolutely.
everybody jumps on board. So
Yep.
I could see where that would work and be funny.
Yeah.
And as long as everybody knows what toost is,
Yep.
they're doing okay.
And I actually, for that one, I have a habit of writing, because we do these special sheets. Like on my sheet back there, it says toost and not toast. So it's started to come out in my typing. So,
So you have to. So you're writing two different specials when
pretty
you're doing.
much, pretty much.
Well, toast for the normal people and toast for the kitchen staff.
Yep,
That's all right. Run with it. Run with it.
exactly.
Interesting. So, and then the next station is, as you said, like the griddle.
Griddle. Yep, that's where our pancakes are, French toast are, our sandwiches, burgers. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
All the
then
meats.
All the meats go on there. And then what's the third station?
Third station is eggs, and then
So that's its own station.
eggs is its own station. Yeah.
I suppose that's probably almost every plate has eggs on it.
Oh
I
yeah,
imagine.
for the most part, yeah. Other than lunch, we do have a few lunch items that, like, we have some people come in here and order a BLT and they want eggs on there. So, obvious, for some people, for some other, not for other people. So,
Right.
I wouldn't get an egg on my BLT, but a lot of people do. So,
Have at it.
right, exactly. That's my thought.
Whatever works, buddy.
Yep, makes you happy. It makes you happy.
The one that's always made me laugh is like, I think my wife may have had it here. Peanut butter on a burger. Is that like Elvis or
That's
something?
the Elvis burger.
Was that a special here?
That
at
was a
one point?
special here. Yep, peanut butter, bacon, bananas, and
She ordered it. She liked it, and I thought she was crazy.
yeah,
I didn't try it.
You should have tried it. It's so good.
Oh, no,
It's so good.
I don't think I could have done that. But I remember that was one. Was that something you?
That was January.
Okay. Did you make? Well, I suppose you didn't make it up. It's been somewhere, but you get to put the menu together.
Yeah, I did my own variation of it. So, yeah, and that one we did because Elvis Presley's birthday is January 8th.
Gotcha.
And I actually share a birthday with him. So,
Oh, wow.
so every January there's something Elvis related on the menu or on the special
I'd
menu.
like to see you come dressed up as Elvis.
No, definitely not.
Why not?
I-
Can you imagine?
That would be funny though.
It would be pretty good.
Maybe next year.
At least the chops. Well, no, it wouldn't go with your beard.
Yeah, and plus if I shaved my face any way but normal, my wife would.
Oh,
I'd be sleeping on the couch.
yeah. Well, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, so and then eggs. So I actually have a question about eggs.
Mm-hmm.
People ask me, and this is almost temperatures on. We can kind of go into anything. Over easy, over hard, over medium, runny, sunny side. What the heck? What are all those?
Okay.
I mean, this is a legitimate question. When they ask me, I look at them like a deer in the headlights. I'm like,
So many different ways to cook
I don't
eggs.
know. A
right.
little bit of yellow. I mean, I don't.
Over easy, you put on the flat top, you cook one side, flip it over, and cook it for maybe another 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So the white is still runny, the yolk is completely runny, but you do have a little bit of a film. Over medium, same concept, only you leave it on the other side longer, so the white is completely cooked,
Okay,
but the yolk is completely runny.
that's over medium.
That's over medium.
See, I'm learning this so I know actually what educationally I'll know what to say.
Over hard,
Mm-hmm.
you break the yolk completely cooked all the way through.
Like for me that'd be like a fried egg sandwich.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, that's too much.
Scrambled, there's many different ways to do scrambled, which most people in this country completely cooked, well done, scramble them till they're completely, there's no runniness.
Mhm.
If you go over to the UK, they will think you're crazy if you scramble your eggs that much. Literally, they put their eggs in the pan, cook it till you see a little bit of yolk cook, a little bit of the yellow cooked, then you pull it off.
So the whites are
complete-
runny.
No, they're still all mixed
Okay.
together, but
They're very
there's-
moist. I would.
They're
imagine.
very, very moist. Still,
like-
they're still a little runny.
It's like the Holiday Inn Express I stayed at last weekend.
Yeah, I'm not. Those are probably little powdered eggs, so that was
I-
probably just water.
I was like,
so-
I was out visiting my son
Yep.
at college, and I stayed at Holiday Inn Express and free continental breakfast, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
like,
Sometimes the continental.
juice is just coming
Sometimes
off.
the continental breakfast is good. Sometimes it's not. So
I like the pancake machine though.
yeah, the
You just
pancake
press
machine.
the button.
Yep, it's
That
crazy.
was simple, but okay. So now how about steaks? When you talk about steaks, and how do you test that when you're in the kitchen?
It's hard to visualize but so like right here.
Right here. So just again for the benefit of our listeners, you're
So-
pinching the fat between the thumb and
Yep,
your
kind of like the webbing. That's rare, and the further you go up, it's the more firm it gets,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
more well done. That's how that I just know, like I can feel it, and I just know.
So do you literally just take your finger and kind of push on it? And
Yep,
you
little
know.
bit, yeah.
I'm okay with you sticking your finger in my steak.
So no, you don't have to stick your finger all the way in the steak.
I'm
You
assuming
just
your hands are
light-
clean.
Yeah, absolutely. You lightly touch it, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where I can tell most of the time just by how long it's been on.
Mhm.
So when I teach people, that's how I teach people.
So next time I come in here and I make an order and they say, "Hey, how do you want your meat done? Can I just do this?"
Go right ahead.
We'll see how they
Forward.
react.
Yep. Yeah, you just be like right here, right there at the knuckle. I'd like it that, and that'll be about medium well. So.
That's good. Yeah, and it's funny, growing up, I used to believe that red
Mhm.
was blood.
Yep.
And so I would no, well done. I had steaks well done, and my mom and dad just thought, they thought I was kind of kooky, and well, they probably still do, but I didn't realize until later in life, like in my 20s, late 20s even, that that's not blood, and it's just so now I get mine like medium or medium rare,
Yep.
and steaks taste so much better.
So much better.
I missed out for 20 years of eating steaks.
Yeah.
That I've learned that was really not the right way to do it.
Yeah, I actually, all three of my kids, my oldest likes well done. My middle one, he doesn't really eat steak, but he'll eat his burger rare.
Oh, okay.
Like he prefers it for whatever reason. I don't even know how he learned that because I won't eat a burger rare. I'll eat it medium rare depending on if I know where it's coming from,
Mhm.
if I know like what cuts were used in it. My daughter, she likes her steak rare, like steak meat or burger. She likes a medium. So
Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting.
kind of a weird fact there.
No, I guess it just kind of goes different personalities. You just kind of prefer different things. I mean, my steaks I like medium rare, and my burgers I'll take medium.
Yep.
I guess I don't know why, but that's how I prefer them. And our buddy Jim that you know as well, I think he's like rare.
Yep.
I mean, he made me a ribeye once for the podcast that him and I do together,
Yep.
and he made me a ribeye once, and we were talking. We were doing it live recorded.
Yep.
And he's like pushing this thing, and I'm like, dude, is it even cooked? But
So great.
yeah, it was. So he's a rare guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, well, thanks.
Yeah, and on the other side of it, my sushi. My daughter loves sushi. She loves raw fish. So I never thought in a million years I would have a sushi buddy, but my boys, they're my oldest two, can't stand it. But my daughter, she'll like, get me a salmon roll when you're out. I was like, all right.
See, now I like tempura.
Yep.
And I think that's cooked, right?
Yeah, lightly fried in a batter. So
Yeah. I will admit that's what I like. Now my wife, she'll have like raw. What is it that the fish that they come in? Salmon.
salmon, yep.
Yeah, like the thin sliced salmon.
Yep.
She likes that, and I'm like, I don't know. There's something about raw fish that
I see. I prefer fish raw.
do you
so,
really?
Yep.
And you know what? It's probably the same thing that we were talking about with steak.
Mhm.
I probably don't understand what I'm missing, but I'm just too scared to take the jump. I'm like, I don't know. You always hear about food poisoning, and I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, the day and age we're living in, you're more likely to get food poisoning from eggs than you are from raw fish right now. So
Is that just because of all the bird
the
flu
bird
stuff?
flu,
that-
yeah, the avian influenza or whatever, yeah.
Does that kind of, which really actually kind of sparks a question? Do you guys get notifications from like Department of Health on that kind of stuff?
Yep.
Like, hey, bad eggs are in the area.
Yep.
Or whatever.
It's not from the health department or the Department of Health. It's actually from our food providers, Reinhart US.
Oh.
They'll send out emails once a week and tell us where, what regions of the world are in a drought, what regions have the biggest crop, and so we get updates once a week.
Interesting. Again, a little fact that I'm like, I would have never thought of that. But
Yep.
I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense now that you said that. But so when you're talking about kitchen, my first question would be, I kind of want to flip it just a little bit because you just talked about family. Are you like the plumber or the electrician that you do so much of it at work that when you come home, you're like, nope,
Yeah.
not touching it.
I rarely cook at home anymore.
Really?
Rarely. It's a constant battle with the wife, actually.
Oh, I'm sure.
She does not like the fact that I don't cook at home anymore.
But honey,
Well, and that's why I explained to her. I'm like, I love to cook. Don't get me wrong, but I'm doing it 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending if I'm catering, 12, 13 hours a day. So
right? No, that's understandable. I mean, but that's kind of the joke, right? Like
Yep.
the plumber's house, they're always the one that have the leaky pipes
Yep.
because last
'Cause
thing
they-
they want to do is work on their own house.
Exactly. It's like working without getting the paycheck for it, essentially. The best way to put it.
Here's
So,
my challenge to you: is next time, that she says, "Hey, why don't you, just say, slip me a 20 and I'll make it for you."
That's actually not a bad idea.
You tell her I told you to. The next time I see her, I'll get slapped across the head or something. But interesting. No, I actually wondered that because I was guessing that was going to be the answer
Yeah.
actually, because I know so many people that they don't want to come home and do the same thing they've been doing all day.
Yep. It's a lot of people in this industry are the same. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so cooking at home is really not your thing.
nope. unless it's for we have a party, I know there's gonna be a party, like say my oldest grad party back, God, that was 3 years ago now. I'll cook for that.
Yeah.
So
A special occasion.
yeah, special occasions for sure. Christmas dinners, Thanksgiving dinners. I'm actually in charge of the gravy every single.
The gravy? Wow, that must be some special gravy.
Apparently, I have no idea. Everybody just, can Mike make the gravy? Can Mike make the gravy? I'm like, sure.
Jeez. So do you walk around with like the cute little chef outfit? And do you wear the hat?
No, nope.
Okay. See, now I'm just getting mean.
I see. I never liked the hats. I don't know. Never liked the hats.
It wouldn't, for this restaurant, it wouldn't work.
No.
It would look weird
It would look so weird.
because this is more, feels more like family.
Yeah.
It
absolutely.
literally feels like you're at your aunt's house.
Yep.
And it would be, I've yelled back into the kitchen before when there's people, hey,
Yep.
hey, Noah, what are you doing? What are you doing back there? But so moving a little forward here, what are your favorite things? I know that's such a cliche question, but what is your favorite thing to make in the kitchen?
Favorite thing to make probably soups. I love making soups.
Soups?
Trying making different soups. Off the wall stuff. Anything just the Elvis burger, stuff like that. I made the dill pickle chowder, which is our soup every Friday. Have you had that?
I have not because I'm not a fan of dill, but my wife has, and she says it's very good.
Everybody that says they're not a fan of dill has tried it is crazy for it.
So you're saying I have to come in on a Friday and try
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
All right.
So
I will.
Just everything.
Soups. Do you bake as well, or is that kind of a different?
That's kind of a
different-
whole different.
Is it?
I can. It's not. I don't. It's not my favorite thing to do because it's too exact. It's far too exact because 90% of the time you have to weigh out your flour, you have to weigh out your sugar, you have to weigh out everything. So not my favorite thing.
So when you're making something, you just kind of, I'll throw a little salt here.
Yep.
Oh, a little more salt. It's not as precise. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Exactly.
I like that. I could run with that. I can understand that too. So when we look at this kitchen here, it's a family restaurant. What I will call a family restaurant. That's certainly the vibe here.
Yep.
It seems to work for this community very well. Now, I'd like to flash some things so you don't have to brag a little bit, but I don't remember the stats or the things, but you guys have gotten like best restaurant in Minnesota or something, haven't you? Haven't there been a couple cool things?
Best diner in Minnesota 2 years in a row now. We're actually shooting for the third year. Voting is going on right now. So
Well, tell me what
minnesotasbest.com.
minnesotasbest.com.
To vote, it's vote Minnesota, votemnbest.com.
votemnbest.com.
Yep.
So everybody, first of all, it's the restaurant or the cafe that that we're at and doing this interview at is called Forget Me Not.
Yep.
It's located in Buffalo, Minnesota, and it's votemnbest.com.
Best.com. It's a lot because there's actually, if you go to mnbest.com, it tells you the winners from previous years. So it's kind of weird how it's laid out. So they just put a vote in
Okay.
the beginning of it.
So the first thing I would encourage anybody is come out here and try it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I mean,
phenomenal food.
try some of Chef Mike's.
It's a team effort.
First of all, well, yeah, that's true. Okay, I understand, but what we're not. This isn't a team interview. We're interviewing Chef Mike, so
Touche.
we're gonna brag on you a little bit. But first of all, come out here and try the food, and then go vote for the food, because it truly is it's a fantastic place. It is one of my favorite places to go eat. Selfishly, I just wish it was open later. I wish there was a dinner option.
That's the number one. I don't want to say complaint, but criticism. Everybody wishes it was open later. But that being said, I don't think our menu is a dinner menu. We'd have to have a whole separate menu for dinner menu.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. I mean, you've got a fantastic breakfast menu, you know. And I told you earlier, I haven't really had too much of the lunch stuff. I've had the chicken sandwich before here,
Yep.
and that was good. But I'm definitely more of the breakfast kind of a person here. So, so when we're thinking of kitchen, you know, as the manager of the kitchen, how does inventory and keeping stuff? I mean, how do you like when Forget Me Not first opened, and you're like, hey, we got to make sure we keep enough. I'll just keep it simple. Enough eggs to keep people coming in. How do you determine how to do that? What's that process look like?
Well, I have spreadsheets for it all. So for anybody that is how can I word it? I have all the spreadsheets. I have numbers. We would love to base everything off of previous year's sales, as most restaurants do. But I've discovered at this particular spot, you can't go by anything of last year's numbers. One day I feel like it's gonna be busy and it's dead. And then you got the next day where the previous year it was super slow, and then we just get rocked. Case in point, 4th of July. We were open this past year for 4th of July. You think everybody's gonna be out of town, everybody's gonna be up at their lake house. We were busy, busy from open to close. So it's kind of unpredictable. So, but yeah, just like anywhere else, spreadsheets is your best friend. So
like on the spreadsheet, you're saying, hey, we used, you know, whatever, 1,000 eggs this week. So we want to make sure we keep 1,000 eggs.
Minimum 1,000, just in case it's busier. So we get orders Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Oh, that's a lot of shipments.
Well, we also don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of cooler space.
Okay.
We don't have a walk-in cooler. We have 2 reach-in coolers and 2 reach-in freezers.
Well, that's good for me because that means I know everything is fresh.
Oh yeah, we everything. So, say corned beef. Here's a good example. Corned beef comes in 2 roasts, probably about 20 pounds each. We'll go through 2 of those 2 cases a week. So that's probably averages out to, I would say, 80 portions, 90 portions a week. And that's just one item. So
Interesting. I had no idea. So, I mean, because you're limited on space, you're putting in more orders.
Yep.
Okay. And then now you've said, you know, in the past that sometimes you think it's going to be busy or slow or vice versa. Now, the community events, I've noticed that you have stayed open later at times. What makes you decide to do that or not? Is it, you know, just taking a shot at the bullseye, or
kind of depends on the event. So, for instance, the Kites on Ice Festival, the craft fair that everybody sets up downtown Buffalo for, those events will stay open. Ladies' Day Out will stay open for a little bit later. I think they do 2 or 3 of them a year. We'll stay open a little bit later for that. And then like car shows. Say there's a car show at Sturgis Park, we won't stay open later for that just because we know there's generally a lot of food trucks there. Carnival season, there's a lot of food trucks in town, so we stay busy, but we won't stay open later for that.
Okay.
So
now I want to move on to the menu. So the menu here is not a lot. And what I mean by that is it's like I don't feel overwhelmed when I come and look at the menu. And I like that.
Yep.
Like as a customer,
Yep.
I like that. I'm like, oh, there's 50 things to choose from. Was the menu, first of all, how involved were you in the design of the menu?
The original menu, Palmer thought of everything on her and Brian sat down and they took care of the original menu. And then as we were open, over the period of time, we evolved it, changed the menu. Corned beef wasn't on the original menu, corned beef hash, I should say, but the Reuben was. So after the first menu, we looked at the corned beef hash or the Reuben, and we're like, wow, people are really loving this. Let's try this. So we ran it for a special, ended up on the menu. One of our most popular items.
Really? So is that how you try to introduce new items? Is make it a special and kind of see how the sales go?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We track all of our specials monthly. We have a sheet in the kitchen that says all of last year's laid out through the month. We have 4, maybe sometimes 5. We try and do 2 lunch, 2 breakfast items, and then we'll go through there, and then once a year we'll do one month where it's pretty much all of the most popular items and see what makes it on there.
How is the red velvet French toast going?
That is probably between that. See, these specials all kind of sold quite a bit this month. They were really popular. So
I love the idea of red velvet French toast.
So it's a big seller, and tomorrow will be the last day for it. So. So we'll run the numbers. Palmer will run the numbers on Monday, and we'll jot it down. And then, 6 months from now, we'll go through it all and see if that was a big seller. And then we'll maybe run a special menu with just those most popular things. And you never know, might make it on the menu.
It's interesting.
So
you guys should put up like a voting board.
She's done Facebook polls.
Oh, has she?
So yep.
So I'm like, I legitimately am like, that makes sense. So marketing wise, do they have a website?
Yeah, forgetmenotcafemn.com.
Oh, forgetmenot
cafemn.com. Yep.
Got to throw in the MN because there's probably a forget me not somewhere else too.
Yeah, the other one, the one that I know of, I believe, is in Ontario, Canada.
Oh,
so
buy American, people.
So
buy American. That's how we can eliminate those guys right away.
Right.
So, describe a typical day for you as the kitchen manager. What time does Forget Me Not open?
We open at 6 on Monday through Saturdays. We open at 6. Sundays we don't open till 7:30.
Okay. So what's maybe it's you or maybe it's somebody else on a day off. What's a typical morning look like for the kitchen?
We'll come in at 5. Start turning everything on. Start heating the gravy up, the hollandaise up. We'll par cook bacon up. So that we cook 15 pounds of bacon a day. Saturdays, Sundays, and Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays we'll cook 30 pounds of bacon a day. And the main reason for that is so all of our excess bacon, we chop it up and we use it in our omelets and our skillets, stuff like that. So kind of use everything.
Now this was back in the day for me, but I remember we would do that with the bacon. We would just rewarm it the next morning.
Nope.
I'm like, I don't know. I mean, things were a lot different back then, I'm sure. But, here we'd be, somebody would order a bacon cheeseburger at, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they would get day-old bacon.
Yep.
And I don't know if that was totally appropriate for health code. I mean, who knows? This was 30 years ago.
Bacon is one of those things where you don't necessarily have to worry about it because it is smoked and cured. Ours is actually double smoked.
Oh, nice.
So, but yeah, whatever we don't use the day before, we chop it up and we cook it till it's super crispy, and then we use that in our skillets.
Well, the good thing about that is you're not wasting stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure the owners appreciate that. It's their money. So you're coming in, you're getting things all prepped up, things are moving along. How many people do you generally have in the kitchen at one time? You were talking about stations earlier.
Generally speaking, we have one, maybe two dishwashers, depending on the day. Three, then maybe four people on the line on busier days, three on slower days. That being said, right now we are fully staffed, and we'll generally have four people on almost every day, just so people get their hours and we don't. Everybody's happy, and because I mean, you cut hours and. Then you have to worry about somebody going somewhere else, and we're happy with our staff. So
Right.
keep them happy, and
That's interesting because I was going to lead in my next question. What's the biggest challenge for you as the kitchen manager? I mean, is it food ordering? Is it staff? Is it like I don't want to say morale, but
luckily our morale here is very good, so I don't have to ever worry about that. I would say honestly, food ordering, because case in point today, food order came in. I ordered 6 cases of eggs because they were a really good price, and all 6 cases got shorted, so they didn't come in. So I have to now order from a different place for tomorrow's order, and they're a little bit more expensive. So I try and go between the two and see what is the best price.
So you literally comparison price.
Yep.
Or comparison shop, I should say.
Yep.
See, again, one of those things that totally makes sense that you said it, but I'm like, well, yeah, this is my vendor. This is who I buy everything from, and oh, do prices of eggs change?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose right now everything's volatile, but
Even before the bird flu, egg prices are probably the one that fluctuate the most. Next up after that is chicken. Chicken fluctuates quite a bit.
does it really?
Mm-hmm. So in a lot of burger prices, that fluctuates, but luckily we are able to lock some of our prices in if we order from one of them. So sometimes I don't have to worry about. Oh, excuse me. Sometimes I don't have to worry about price shopping, but it all depends on the product.
I would imagine, well, the chicken price, I guess that would make sense because, I mean, how many millions of chickens are getting slaughtered right now because of, what is it, avian?
Avian bird flu.
Avian
Yeah,
bird
and
flu.
it was the last number that I saw was 50 million.
Oh, of course that's going to affect prices.
Yep.
Yeah. And I could go off on another tangent, but I won't, but about prices of stuff. So when things get hopping around here, I mean, obviously, if you're ordering cases and cases of eggs and just supply and stock in general, this place gets busy. I've been in here where there's not been a single seat open, literally, and there's people waiting outside. That kitchen has got to get hopping.
Yep.
What happens when? I mean, how do you manage that stress when there's, 13, 15, I don't know, how many typical orders are sitting up there at one time?
I think the most we've had hanging back there is probably, I would say 25 maybe.
And how do you manage that? Just first in, first out?
First in, first out. Unless it's say we've got the entire restaurant full, we've got a 6-top there, 6-top there, but then this one guy at the countertop ordered toast and 1 egg.
What? Yeah.
I'm gonna get the toast and 1 egg out real fast. But that being said, I'm doing it while I'm cooking the rest of the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just find a spot on the corner and
Yep, pretty much.
crack an egg and let it go.
Pretty much. I don't know. The experience is what I kind of fall back on.
Yeah.
Like on the busier days, Saturdays, Sundays, if I'm here, I'm on eggs. Those are the days where the flow could be affected. The flow of the kitchen is affected most on busy days with eggs. Griddle's a tough station, but griddle is kind of contingent on if I can get the omelet done while the pancakes are cooking. So.
That makes sense. Through the chaos, some other types of chaos that occurs is probably mistakes, spills,
Yep.
crashes. I've heard, not here necessarily, but I've heard dishes hit the ground that
we've-
you're like, oh, I know that was a plate of something. Do you have any really leave the names out if there's guilty parties, but I mean, do you have any crazy kitchen stories that A, we're not going to get in trouble with the Department of Health, and B, nobody's going to jail for?
So okay, yeah. Okay, here's one. It ironically has nothing to do with food. So our fire suppression system in the kitchen. I don't know if you've never seen one go off. It's basically you've seen a fire extinguisher go off, right?
Oh, yeah.
Think of probably
in my professional role, I do fire investigations.
so think of probably like 30 of those going off in one time, in the matter of 10 seconds. We had we clean the filters for the hoods once a week, and one of the guys, this was 3 years ago now, he was putting them back up. Well, if you push back far enough, there's a switch back there that if it heats up too much, it'll break and it'll set the fire suppression system off. Well, it didn't heat up enough. He just hit it with a filter everywhere.
So he broke it. He broke it.
He broke it, and we had to shut. You have to shut down for the day, and you spend. Everybody's like, "Yeah, we get to go home early," and I'm just like, "No, you don't. You gotta clean it up."
I remember a Facebook post about
yeah.
we're closed for the
Yep.
day but I think it was worded a little
It was
different.
probably worded a little nicer.
Yeah, like kitchen filter cleaning or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I actually do remember that. Like, oh,
So,
that's interesting.
I have the video somewhere.
No, well, we'll save it to protect the guilty.
So, well, he no longer works here.
Oh.
So, not because of that though. So, but yeah, that everybody was like, "Hey, we get to go home early," and none of them have actually ever seen it happen before, whereas I have. And I'm like, "You guys are not going home early. You're probably going to be here later
Clean.
because it's cleanup.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare.
Because it's like that white powder just all over the
and
place.
it's everywhere.
Well, because it's
So
designed to
bad.
be
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, and you have to clean everything out. You have to take everything apart. You have to clean the fryers if it goes. Well, I mean, it goes in there. So.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You change your oil.
Yep.
Oh my product. I'm sure there's product that's lost.
Yep. So whatever is open on the line.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a good day.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, it's hilarious, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it's always funny after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
After you're
So-
done stomping your feet around that day and yelling at people and doing
Right.
whatever. Jeez. So again, sticking with the kitchen, because I mean that's obviously what we want to learn about and talk about. You'd talked about the Elvis burger.
Yep.
At some point. Where do you get ideas?
Everywhere.
Cooking shows, apparently.
Everywhere. For instance, we went to a food show yesterday. There was a banh mi sandwich made with all beef hot dogs. I've never seen it in my life, and it was delicious. And because traditionally banh mi is you use a roast beef or a beef or pork or whatever, chicken sometimes, thinly sliced and cooked on a flat top or cooked in a broth. But they used a hot dog. And so it was kind of weird to me because it's like, when you think of hot dog, you think barbecue hot dog, middle of summer. Not at all, but the flavor was amazing. So
Was it the whole hot dog?
the whole hot dog, sliced in half, spread out. It was kind of a weird kind of a thing that, I mean, I'll probably use some of it later on in life.
I was gonna say, are we gonna see it on the special menu? at any
Eventually,
point?
maybe.
Maybe. All right.
Eventually, maybe. That'll be more summertime though, because I try and kind of go with the seasons a little bit. Like for instance, the red velvet, it was Valentine's Day, so kind of went with that. Brisket, I knew it was going to get warmer and kind of give everybody a little taste of spring. So
So this particular podcast is going to be coming up in March.
Yep.
Is when it's gonna. What do we got? What do we have to look forward to in March? Do you know?
it's Lent, so we kind of did almost all fish.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's pulling up the secret bat phone here.
So we've got, let's see, we've got the tuna melt,
Okay.
which, I mean,
I've had that. That's good.
we've got a fish taco wrap. So actually last year for Minnesota's Best, we won Best Walleye in Minnesota. Kind of an odd thing to win for diner.
I like
So,
fish though.
um,
So I might have to come back here.
So
I'd have
that-
to drive all the way over here.
from south somewhere
somewhere
in Buffalo.
Somewhere in Minnesota.
And then we've got, playing into St. Patty's Day, we've got the Irish breakfast, which is baked beans, eggs, bacon, white pudding.
Wait, baked beans for breakfast?
Yep, that's
That's a thing?
that's a thing over in Ireland. Yep,
It's them Irish folk.
it's some Irish folk.
Wow.
And when I say white pudding, it's not your traditional like custard pudding. It is a sausage. It's a type of a sausage, but they call it white pudding. So,
But it's meat.
but it's meat. Yep.
See, I'm being very transparent here. I wouldn't even order it because it would like, who wants pudding for breakfast? That's in my mind.
Yeah.
But that also just tells you how little I know about the Irish culture.
Right. And then last but not least, we're gonna have walleye and eggs. So it's just a pan fried walleye, hash browns, eggs, and toast. So,
Well, I make sure when this post goes up that I'll put a link to the website and we'll see if we can drum up some business here for you.
Awesome.
Not that you guys need much more business, especially on weekends, but we'll share it. I think that'll be kind of fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, do you ever like? Are you the guy that's sitting at home on the couch watching not a cooking show, but then all of a sudden something just pops in your head and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go try that. I mean, like, I wonder what sugar and
Many
peanut
times.
butter will taste like together. I mean,
Many times.
does your mind work like that?
Oh yeah. Yep. I come on. That's actually when I come up with some of the crazier things. So, oh man, what's a good example of that? Can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, I know there's been a lot of what I would describe as unique dishes that have always tasted good. I mean, I'm like, my wife is she's a little more open to trying different dishes than I am. I'm kind of like, hey, these are my three main dishes, and this is what I'm a Mama Deb's guy.
Yeah.
And I've actually walked in here before, and they're like, do you want the mommy? I'm like, yeah,
It's good.
It is, but my wife is a little braver, and she'll try different things. And I've always the presentation's good. I mean, it tastes good. Like I said, the Elvis thing. Because I couldn't remember what it was called, the Elvis burger, but I just remember it was peanut butter on a burger, and I'm like, oh, she loved it. And I always ask when she tries something different. Whenever we're done, I'm like, would you order that again?
Yep.
And sometimes not necessarily. It's never happened here, but in some restaurants we've gone to, she's like, nope. I mean, it was okay, but I wouldn't order again. But I've never heard her say no here. So I think you getting the awards that you've gotten, the statewide awards, and if you're going for number 3, I think those are well deserved. So it's been fun.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
So when we back up, so you've been in the industry, the cooking industry for several years now. What would you say some of the biggest changes that you've seen from the time you were starting as the dishwasher for a couple of years to working at Applebee's to now being the kitchen manager at Forget Me Not?
A lot has changed, but I feel like a lot has kind of stayed the same. The way it's changed.
I mean, has it like the Department of Health really like kicked in and kind of, I don't want to say overreach, but it's like, oh, come on. Or is it pretty
Chefs have a love-hate relationship with the Department of Health.
No, I could see that.
Some of the stuff that they come out and let us know is the proper, quote, proper way to do it.
Mhm.
We look at them like, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. And they say it's research, blah, blah, blah. Here's one, pasteurization. I don't believe we should pasteurize anything. We're taking important nutrients out of things because we pasteurize it.
Boiling the good stuff out.
Yep. 90% of countries in the world do not pasteurize anything.
And why do we?
Because somebody in the U.S. government many, 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 many years ago was probably paid by the. I'm just speculating.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm just speculating.
This
Was
is
paid by.
This is Chef Mike's opinion, not
Was
not
paid by
the
a
gospel.
lobbyist for the guy that invented
the machine.
the machine for it. That's. I mean, honestly though, that's the best way I could. And I would have to say, a lot of people in my industry would agree with that. In my
So
opinion.
it's not like you have a wild,
No.
a wild view. It's kind of a standard belief.
So say you go to Mexico, for instance. You go to the store, you look for eggs. Where would you typically think you're going to look? Due to your
The
experience.
cooler section.
Exactly. Not in Mexico. You don't. Most other countries, they don't store their eggs in the cooler. We have to.
Really?
There's a membrane on the outside of the eggs that gets destroyed during the process.
But isn't that
Pasteurizing.
something like you have to wash them? Wasn't there some?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not pasteurizing, yeah, absolutely, still wash your stuff. But pasteurizing takes away the protective membrane of eggs, so that's why we have to refrigerate them. So
Actually, my wife and I do get eggs from a farm.
which you don't have to put in the fridge.
No, she puts them on the counter.
Yep.
And that kind of scared me for a while. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
Yep. I mean,
I haven't gotten sick yet.
exactly.
And they taste better.
They do.
They legitimately farm.
Yeah.
I suppose you can argue that every egg is farm raised, but I mean, or quote unquote organic, I guess. Is that what it is? And we're not like an organic family. It's not that I'm preachy about that, but
Yeah.
it's a friend of ours that has a chicken.
Way
farm.
better. We actually have a regular that comes in Fridays. We actually have egg carton saved for him because he raises chickens.
nice.
And he brings us everybody that's working pretty much. He brings a dozen eggs too.
Yeah, that's nice.
Mhm.
That's actually really nice. The so the business of running a kitchen hasn't really changed throughout the years. Department of Health, I suppose, every once in a while gets involved, but
Yeah.
I imagine for the most part things haven't changed a whole lot. So
Trends change. Trends come and go. But right now we're seeing a lot of trends that started like a lot of '90s stuff. Obviously came back last year. And that includes food. So
a lot of 90s
a
stuff.
lot- like if you sell, for instance, fashion, a lot of '90s outfits came back. Bell-bottom jeans, windbreakers, a lot of that came back last year. Same applies to food. The wedge salad is a good example. Wedge salad, just a simple iceberg lettuce in a wedge, bacon, hard.
Oh yeah, that was kind of trendy, wasn't it,
Yep.
back in the day?
back in early '90s, and it came back last year. So
Really?
Yep.
Well, I really need to get out more.
So
I've never. I guess I haven't noticed the old. I mean, I know it took me a second to picture what it was, but I'm like, oh yeah, you cut the head, and well, that's. So that was funny because I was going to ask you about food and culture here, and then it's like, well, I don't even have to segue into it. You did it for me. Is there any other, like, what's old is new again kind of trends that you're seeing besides the wedge salad? I mean, any like ways of cooking meat or any like flavors that you're seeing again?
I guess it probably only really applies in the winter. A lot of people wanted chicken noodle soup. A lot of people love chicken noodle soup. So, chicken wild rice soup.
That's my jam right there.
chicken wild rice.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, I can eat that every day.
So
That and chili.
see,
Those are my two go-tos.
I've actually gotten some flack from not having chili this year. I don't think I've made chili once here.
Why not? That was my serious face for a second.
So
what do you mean? I am now giving you
I
flack.
actually have an answer. I know.
I-
My last job, before here, we had to do specific soups on specific days, and chili was one of those things that we made on Saturdays, and I got so sick of doing it for 4 or 5 years that it's kind of one of those things where I just prefer not to, just because I did it so much.
Yeah.
And the main reason being is because I was forced to. if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So,
You're anti-authority. I can respect that.
to
So am
a
I.
degree.
So am I. Don't worry, I am too, which is really weird for a guy like myself, but I
Yep.
really am. Don't tell me what to do.
Right? So, like,
Okay, so now let's dig into a little bit of your personal stuff, like your personal favorites. What is your favorite thing not to make, what
eat?
to eat? What,
Sushi.
oh yeah, and you
Sushi.
mentioned that earlier, but that is actually your favorite thing to eat as well. huh?
Sushi is my all-time favorite thing to eat, which
Do you-
is
Do you go to the local place here? Ever get theirs?
I rarely. My go-to place for sushi is Asian Cafe in Monticello.
Really? All right.
That is my go-to.
Oh, that's the one that's just on the other side of the interstate,
Yep.
right? On the
Just a
right.
little strip mall. Yep.
I have been there before.
So good.
Yeah, it's been pretty tasty. So,
So yeah, we go there probably once every 2 weeks or so.
oh wow,
So yeah, they know us.
frequent flyer.
Oh yeah.
So here's an interesting one, and this is, I have no idea how you're going to come to your conclusion here, but if you could cook for any historical figure, who would it be? Like here's my favorite dish that I like to make, and who would it be for? Such a rando question, isn't it?
It is a random question. Anthony Bourdain,
The actor?
the chef.
I thought he was an actor. See,
He was.
okay.
But,
You would like to, and,
I would love.
that would be intimidating.
So maybe not to me. I mean, I don't know.
Really? See, I would be so nervous. It's like, oh, he's going to judge my.
I judge away. If a
What would you make?
chef
What would you
with
make him?
whatever he'd want. I honestly, I would figure out what his favorite dish was, and I would make it.
Oh, that's doubly nervous.
No, absolutely. You can't know your stuff until you like are
Oof.
judged by it. So
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a couple phone calls. We'll see what we can do.
unfortunately, he has passed on.
Oh,
So we won't be making that one happen.
All right. Well, darn. Well,
So
I'm trying here. Okay, I'm trying. So here's something that we've talked about before, and I'd love to kind of hear your theory behind it. I promise I'm not going to steal it because I kind of do my own thing. But you talked about at one time potentially in the future of starting a podcast yourself.
Yep.
What would you like to talk about on that?
Everything. Oh God.
I mean, because you get excited. I mean, I've talked to you about it, and I could sense the energy.
So I've been working on the first script for probably since we talked about it. I've recorded, deleted, recorded again, and erased it again because I played it for my wife, and your spouse. Brutally honest, she's like, garbage. You need to re-record, which I was happy about.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want to put something out that my wife isn't happy with because she's my number one,
Yeah.
you know.
Supporter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's gonna do everything to do with the kitchen. I'm going to have interviews with chefs from around the area for starters. I'm gonna do a lot of. One of our segments will be death row inmates' last meals. I know that sounds weird,
No, it doesn't.
but
Not for me, man.
It intrigues me.
I'm fascinated by
It
that.
intrigues me because like they know they're about to be put down, for lack of a better phrase. It intrigues me that they still have the mental capacity to be able to choose their favorite meal of all time, and that's what they're going to go out with as having. So I'm intrigued by that. So that'll be a big part of it. I'll be cooking.
I would totally listen to that episode.
So I know it'll be different. It won't
would
be
be-
every episode, but it'll be different
Oh
because
yeah.
there's so many different ones. So
Famous last meals.
yeah,
I love it.
like I had.
I'll borrow you my producer if you ever need him.
Well,
He'll
thank you.
research for you.
So and it'll have to do with like just different ingredients, different like trends, like we touched on a little bit. But it's a lot more planning, I guess, is the best way to put it, than I anticipated. So it's kind of It's not on the back burner, but it kind of is on the back burner. So I'm working on it.
Well, you're busy.
So
I mean, that's the
super busy.
reality.
I mean, a lot of that was before my grandbaby was born. So
now you're
she
busier.
takes a lot of time. But I don't want to miss any of that. So
No, you don't want to look back and go, geez, I was so busy with the podcast.
Yep.
My grandkid is now 16.
yeah,
Oops.
exactly.
No, I
So,
know.
no, it'll come out eventually, but and it will be called the Kitchen Pirate Podcast.
Ooh.
So
Well, now you better put something out because people are going to hear it.
well, I've already got the social media set
good.
up.
Oh,
I've
good.
got-
So nobody can steal
yeah,
it from underneath you, anyways.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good.
So
Well, you'll have to let me know, text or something, and
Oh, absolutely.
I'll plug it as well, and I'll
thank you.
certainly share it. I mean,
thank you.
got to support each other.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're gonna wrap up a little bit, but is there anything, that sounds? I almost felt like it sounds like it's an interview when I'm interviewing suspects, but I mean, is there anything that you want to talk about that we didn't mention or bring up? Any crazy stories, fun observations, or anything like that? Just so you know, I always give suspects that last question when I interview them.
Well, there you go. One more crazy story. I was 19 working at Applebee's, and anybody that's ever worked in a kitchen knows closing shift at a bar. I mean, back then Applebee's was a lot more bar-ish than it is now.
Right.
Hates cleaning the kitchen. Absolutely hates wiping everything down. So one day, me and my closest friend, my coworker, we decided to clean the kitchen before we even started our shift. We cleaned the entire kitchen and then plastic wrapped the whole thing. And then at the end of the day, we ripped the plastic wrap off and went home
Because it was clean.
because it was clean. It worked like a charm.
How many times did you do that? Once?
Because it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare plastic wrapping everything.
Well, at least you're committed. I'll
It
give you
was
that
a
one.
nightmare plastic wrapping everything. So,
And we have general managers at Applebee's just going,
oh yeah, our GM. He wasn't there that time. That was just the assistant GM was there that time. So he was he was one of our friends too. So he was kind of on our side and was like, "Go for it, guys."
yeah. So what is your, you at the very beginning, I'm going to close with this last question. At the very beginning, I kind of asked you where you get some of your inspirations, and you talk different shows, and maybe I don't think you said books necessarily. I'm not a book guy, so. What is your favorite TV show, like cooking show?
Cooking show probably Chopped.
Chopped.
Chopped. Yep.
I'm gonna have to find it.
So basically, 4 chefs are lined up in a kitchen. They have four essentially small kitchens that have everything. They're given a basket of 4 ingredients. They have 3 rounds, and each round, one of them gets cut.
Ooh.
So they have a celebrity panel of chefs, 3 chefs that they cook for, and they don't know what's in their basket. They have a whole pantry to decide their other ingredients, but they have to incorporate those 4 items in their meal or in their dish.
What a great challenge.
So that show probably is my favorite, I would say.
So I was going to end with that question, but this answer I got to ask this last stereotypical question. Chef Gordon Ramsay.
He's not like that.
I was like, legit or not legit?
He's legit, but he's what you see on TV is a personality. That is a TV personality. He's not like that in real life.
I'm told he's a phenomenal family guy.
He is.
So he's just an a-hole on
He's
the show.
just for show.
Okay.
There was one clip that you'll never see on TV. He was in a prison, in a prison kitchen with the inmates that were cooking, and he was talking to them all. And there was 3 of the cook inmates, and he's like, "If you can cook it or cut this onion faster than me, I'll give you a job when you get out." The guy Gordon Ramsay cut his in I would say probably 4 seconds. One of the inmates was done in a second and a half.
Really?
Crazy. I was just like, wow.
So now the guy's working for
Yep.
Ramsay somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
That was when he was in the UK still. So
Okay.
that was I think that was early. So
That's kind of cool. Actually. There's redemption
absolutely.
there. It's a redemption story.
oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Chef Mike, we're running out of time here, so we're going to end it. But I really want to thank you for taking time out of your day. I know I'm assuming you probably worked today.
I did.
So you really want to get out of here and go home. But I do want to thank you so very much for joining us. And one last time, do you have any, tell me Forget Me Not's website one last time.
ForgetMeNotCafeMN.com. You can follow us on Facebook. My personal Instagram
That's
is
what I was going to ask you next.
Chef Bro Mikey on Instagram.
And how do we spell Chef Bro Mikey?
Chef ChefBromikey.
All right. Well, give Chef Mike a follow. I'm going to follow him right as soon as we're done here. And then I might even pester him a little bit online. But again, thanks, Chef Mike. We appreciate you taking the time, and have a great rest of the afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to Under Investigation. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to dive deeper or stay updated on everything we're working on, check out our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/weareunderinvestigation. We'd also love to hear from you. Got questions, feedback, or a story to share? You can text or call us at 763-634-1210. Your input helps shape the show, so don't be shy. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and keep investigating.